Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how to run a DTR report in awards. So you're going to do, as you've done before, you go into services and you're going to select your program. I'm going to select a fake program, training residential program, and I'm going to switch it from database to report mode. So you see the screen has blinked. Now I'm going to go to progress note. I am not going to go to daily training record. That's only going to show me the DTR. I'm going to go to progress note, and here I am for this section here. I'm going to ignore all of this, and I'm going to go right to progress note report builder. Now, here at progress note report builder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set my date range of the data that I want to see. It automatically defaults to 1 month. You can set this up. If you're checking every single day, as you should be, then today's the 23rd, you'd hit the, let me change the month from September to October, and you would hit the 22nd to 23rd, right? Well, because this is the fake program, I don't know how much data is actually in here, so I'm going to go ahead and go back. I think I'm going to try to go back 2 months. 3 months, actually quite a few months, because again, I don't know how much data is in there. I know I've done some data for our foothold monthly training, so hopefully that'll pull in some data. Okay, so I've set that date range. You'll see here, if you select down here, you're going to see a whole bunch of different reports. We're going to stick with a weekly DTR report. I'm going to click on this button here. You do not need to click on here, but I want to show you how it's configured. Provide options to modify. You do not need to modify it. So if you're running this, you don't have to select this at all. I'm going to select this just so I can show you that we're pulling in the person's name, the date a document was written on top of the contact date, duration, start and end times, the note writer, so I know who the note writer is, what is the objective, what's the note, and the time it was written. This report is also going to be pulling in the residential additional information form. So all that information that I need is going to also be pulled in there. Then I've applied some filters to this of how I want this all to be grouped on. You'll see here it's a saved report format. I have saved this for all staff for all programs, which is saying that you should see this report format in your system. It is set on by default for all programs for all staff. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and display the report. So once I click display the report, this is going to run until, and then here we go. Here is my data. Now, I can look at it from this point of view, and some of you guys might like this. You can see when something's been worked on and for which objective. So for Zimbabwe, no objective was worked on. It's just an individual progress note. And here you can see that this was worked on for this objective. Okay, now you'll also see which data is being filled out completely and which is not. So I'm giving good examples of both types. Okay, now the way I like to do this is I like to hit Excel file. It's going to give me an alert saying, yes, I'm about to take out HIPAA sensitive information. Report goes to the bottom of the screen here. I'm going to click on here. You cannot do this in your Chromebooks. You can only do this on your laptop and desktops. I'm going to set yes because I do want to open this up. And here's all the data. So when I give you guys your reports, I've actually cleaned this up quite a bit. But you can see here, this is all the same objective. You don't have to do all this formatting. I do this so that I can see it all. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the text. Please note also, at any time during these videos, if you need it to go slower, you can pause the video at any given time. I don't necessarily always know when someone needs me to pause and when they don't. So you should pause it or rewind it and watch it if you want to learn more about Excel. Obviously, this video is not learning all the functionality of an Excel spreadsheet. So I'm not going to be going into the nitty-gritty of that. I'm just showing you how you can pull this data. And this will also tell you the information that you need. Okay, so if I took all this data and I'm formatting it all. I'm going to select all of it, and I'm going to say I want all the font to be at the top, not the bottom, and I want it to be all centered. I might want to look at it as a grid, so I might create borders. I might want to create a border to clean it up a little bit. If I want to wrap the text, I might choose that to wrap the text so that I can see it this way. Now, looking at it here, it does make it a little bit easier. It makes it a little bit easier to see what I've got going on here. Okay, and also see what's missing. I guess I cut these off. But I can tell like all this data is missing. But it's not missing for everybody. So it's a good way to look at what you have. Okay, and it's also a good way of really reviewing this with your staff and finding out either, hey, they're doing a great job, this is great, they're all doing the data that they need and that's excellent, or hey, you guys missed certain parts. Okay, you'll also notice that there's some examples here that I've purposely put in an error as part of the training. We always like to have fun in training and show some of the most common mistakes. And so we do those mistakes in training because it just makes it a little bit less fearful for staff if they see us purposely making mistakes, that when they make the mistakes, they know how to correct them. And it's really important as management, if you're not sure on something, it's really important that you go ahead and reach out to team members who really know how to do this, including myself, and really reach out for help. If you don't reach out for help, we don't know there's a problem. We don't know that you need a problem. You need help. So I'm not necessarily going to know that a manager at one site is having difficulty with running this report, while another manager on another program is having an issue with knowing what the rules are and what type of data you need. I don't intuitively know those things. So unless you come to me and let me know that you're having difficulties, I don't necessarily seek you out. So it's really important to access the resources that you need. Okay, so again, here's the report. It's really simple. Again, pause, rewind where you need to access this. But this is how you run your report. And like I said, some people like to look at the report just like this, and that's fine. And if you're doing daily, this might be just enough. It might be just enough that you need, because you don't need to have to run it in a report in an Excel spreadsheet, because if you're doing it every day, you should only see so many people. If you have one resident, you're only seeing 3 goals. If you have 3 residents, then you're seeing a total of 9 goals, right? Provided that those goals are worked on daily. I don't know. The other thing I want you guys to be mindful of is when you're doing the oversight on this, be mindful of your goals. Okay? Be mindful of how often these goals are to be worked on. That should tell you right off the bat too how many times you should be seeing your goal. Okay? So, for instance, here's a good example. Frodo. It says here, we'll attempt group sessions throughout the day with verbal reminders 5 days a week. That means each week I should see 5 entries. Okay, so now if you look at that from a month perspective, count the number of weeks that you have in the month, times that by the number of days you're supposed to do, and that's how many entries you should be seeing. If you are seeing way less than that, then there is an issue. So we need to work on it the number of days a week that you have indicated in the objective. So as management, you guys are creating these goals. You guys are creating the parameters of these goals. So this one here will attend a fitness class or a gym class 1 time a week. That's a pretty relatively easy goal to master, right? It's 1 time a week. Here's an entry. So it's really important that you monitor the number of days of the week and make sure it's realistic. Okay, this one here also, you'll see there's a lot of issues with this one. So here's one example. This service was independent with Jane Doe. There's no start time, there's no end time. That tells me they just put I in the DTR and they did not click on the hyperlink. So there's no start time or no end time to pull in a duration. And because they didn't go to step 2, they obviously could not go to step 3, which would be all the other information here, the additional information form. So that tells me right here the person only put I on the DTR and nothing else. Okay? And let's see, this is a really good example. So this event, this was service was event with Aisha. Okay, I'm not sure why it keeps saying event. The service was event. Not sure how E got pulled here, but I'm going to look into that. And then you'll see here start time, end time, 15 minutes. And all the information has been filled out here, the additional information form. Here's another example. This person is away, so they just put away everywhere. They don't have to do this. As long as it says away here, you're fine. Okay, and you can see here there's a lot of spots where it's open, and there should be data in there. But again, this is how you run the report. So again, real quick, let me start from home. You go to services, you pick your program, you go to report mode, you go to progress note, because the DTR is a progress note. You bypass all of this, go to report builder, and then you set your date range. It automatically defaults here. Set your date range, hit continue, and your report will show up. And again, this is turned on for all programs, for all staff. So no one should say, I don't see it. If you don't, then there's probably a glitch. But just be mindful, play this video, make sure you're paying attention to this and looking at all the steps. You might want to play it a few times before you run it on your own. You can also have it playing. What I like to do is to have double windows open. So if I have a window open here and I'm running and I'm going to watch this video, and I might then go ahead and create another window here and get myself ready for awards. Now I got my login. So I might be sitting here on this screen logged in, looking at it while I'm watching this video. Okay, so that's just another thing you can do. It's kind of easy when you have two windows open at the same time. So if you have any questions, let me know, but that's pretty much how you run the report. It makes it a little bit easier. If you're only going in, and let me give you an error. If you're only going into services and you're going into DTR report and you're going here, daily tracking record, and you're picking an individual and you hit continue, this is not enough. This is not enough. This is telling me that the person didn't work on this goal today, but it doesn't tell me anything else. But let's say I wanted to choose a day. Let's say, I don't know if I did a training on this. No, definitely didn't do a training on July 4th. So let's say we did training on August 1st. Will there be data? No, I probably didn't do it for Zim. But you get the point, is what I'm trying to make, is if there's data there. Now, let me pull it in for a week view. Let's see if there's any, well, you would have seen data here. But looking at initials just here is not enough. That just tells me, yeah, the person went in and they hit the date, they hit the rating scale. It's a rating scale that they selected. It doesn't tell me if they went to step 2 or to step 3. So if you're only running a report and your only way of running this report is hitting daily tracking record, you're doing it wrong. So we have to hit the progress note. This is where you're going to get all the data that you need. Okay? And again, you set your date range, it automatically defaults, and you hit continue, and all the data gets pulled in and gets sent to you. Okay? So this is how you run that report. Okay, well, I think I have gone through this as much as I possibly can. Trying to think and foresee any possible issue. But again, if there's something I missed, or if I'm just not seeing what you guys are seeing and you're having difficulty, please let me know, because I want to help you and I want to make you guys able to do this quickly and easily. This is why I created this report, so it's easily accessible to you guys. But again, I only know what help you need is if you tell me. So I hope this video is very useful to you guys. I hope this will help you guys provide the oversight for your progress notes. And as always, I thank you guys for your time, and I'll see you at the next video.